Hi, students. Welcome to week 7, where we're beginning module 4. We'll talk about movement and spirituality. So, as usual, you will have a short video to watch and then select that mark reviewed so you can access the module. And I'm going to skip right to the overview here. So, we're going to explore and answer this question: what does spirituality mean to you? And we're going to learn about some movement techniques for self care. As you know, there are many different definitions of spirituality, and it's really creating your own definition of spirituality and how you can nurture that will help you in this mind, body, spirit aspect of self care. So you can see the objectives for the course are listed, and this week you will have a discussion. As always, on the odd weeks, we have a discussion. So you're going to post your initial response by Wednesday and 2 peer replies by Saturday. And then I'm going to just skip over week 8 for now. If you go into week 7 folder, you're going to see that before you begin the week, you want to reflect on the question: what does spirituality mean to you? So, what is the meaning of spirituality? There's a short video you'll watch. There is information on the book, The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. So, you can click here for access to that book. And then there's also a podcast from Eckhart Tolle. And I put a hyperlink in here in case you have trouble accessing it with this particular hyperlink as well. So, you're going to complete your information in week 7, reflecting on what spirituality means to you. And then just taking a look at module 4 in the syllabus here, you'll see that you have um, your discussion, your 2 peer replies, and then week 8, we're going to be moving into some movement. You'll have a journal and a checkpoint as usual. And I wanted to really focus just to bring our attention to the end of week 9, which is when your holistic self-care implementation and reflection assignment is due. So it's due Sunday, 8/24 by 11:59 p.m. So you want to make sure that you are prepping to get that done. If you go back through the discussion boards, you've been setting yourself up to answer all of these questions along. You've been talking about your topic. You should have done the research and found your peer-reviewed journal articles. I gave you feedback on that. And then you had an implementation plan. You've kind of reflected on how it's been going. So use those pieces from the discussion boards to help you guide and answer the rest of what you need to for either your paper or your PowerPoint with voiceover. And students have been very creative in doing this. So you can, you know, um, create a PowerPoint if you want to be creative, and just it's just a time for you to really reflect on how you did with your topic that you chose or your self-care technique. And those are always really fun for me to read, so I always look forward to this component of class. So if you have any questions, then please be sure you reach out. A lot of times students will lose points because they don't have peer-reviewed journal articles. So if you go into the APA writing tips, this is the APA writing tips link in Blackboard, you can see there are a lot of PDFs that are really helpful. I put the most helpful examples on there that I could from apastyle.apa.org, which I have these printed and laminated. I use them throughout my dissertation. So they're very helpful. So use those reference examples to help you. And then here is an article again on finding a peer reviewed, or a video on finding a peer reviewed journal article in our online library. There are so many articles in there that you should be able to find 3 peer reviewed articles at least. And I encourage you to always use more. 4 or 5 would be great. That way you're getting more information. But using those to write your paper or to complete your PowerPoint project with voiceover. So enjoy the week. I hope you're all having a wonderful summer. And I encourage you to reach out with any questions. I'd be happy to meet on a Zoom if we need to, or talk on the phone if that's easier, if you're in between clinicals. So I'm always here to help. I just need you to reach out and let me know how. Have a great week, everyone.